to shut this down. Light already has his expansion going, while now Violet is just throwing up his Nexus, already economically behind. Marines are in his base trying to take down his hidden drop tech. So now he's going to come back with, he needs to keep this hidden drop tech alive. If that goes down, he's going to be even more behind, but only one hit on the shuttle. Picking up the Reaver, he has to be so careful. One shot from the Wraith, one shot from a missile turret, one shot even from a Marine would probably kill the shuttle. So he's got to be very careful about this. So now he looks like he might be pushing it a little bit. He might be trying to do some damage to the natural expansion. And he knows he has to do something with this, going in with his force and his shuttle. So, but the missile turret is there. He better be very careful. He looks like he will be going in with his ground force, trying to wipe out this missile turret after taking out this tank. If he can take out this missile turret, he might be able to get a shot or two off with his Reaver and at least do some harassment. And they're the very shy Korean crowd. They are so shy. I don't know why they're shy. Everyone loves StarCraft. You're not a nerd to love StarCraft, so smile about it. And oh wow, this Wraith does pick off the shuttle, and now the Reaver goes down. So absolutely devastating for Violet, and Violet's going to find himself in a lot of trouble here. Lost his early shovel and lost his early Reaver. His Reaver only had 3 kills. If you can remove the shuttle from a Protoss when they are going Reavers, their Reaver, it's just... Their Reaver, you can't do much with just a Reaver, especially at the pro scene. You have to be able to micro like that, like how good they can micro. You have to be able to do that. But you losing that's going to be absolutely horrible for him. Lots and lots of tanks. So sorry, I just started coughing there. So it does look like he will be in a little bit of trouble here. Tanks are going to come out and put this gateway under fire. Another Reaver popping out. The shuttle taking the Reaver, but here comes another Wraith. He needs to be careful. So the Wraith is forced to put, Wraith kind of loses sight of the shuttle, so fortunate for Violet. But now these tanks are just firing at these 2 gateways, and he loses those 2 gateways. He's even going to be farther behind. He's already battling uphill. Add that, and it's a snowy hill now. Lose those gateways, and this is a very snowy hill. Icy hill, I guess you could say. Doing a Reaver drop, and now he's going to try to take off this missile turret. Yeah, it's a shuriken mixed with a turret. I'm okay. Anyways, missile turret. He removes the missile turret, so he's going to be able to go in and get a couple more CV kills. But now here comes the Wraith, so he needs to be very smart with this Wraith. The shuttle is under fire. Nice, decent shuttle micro, trying to get fire back to the goon. Has to drop the Reaver again. Can't even get on the opposite side of the egg, so now this Reaver will go down. So, wow, this is turning horrible for Violet. You can see it in his face. I mean, you know it. You can't lose. He's already lost 2 Reavers and 2 shuttles. So pricey. He's already economically behind, and now is losing all that. Now we see that Light has another expansion. Violet throwing up some gateways at his natural. Gateways at your other bases. I can't say it enough. It's just a really important part of the game. You need to be able to have a Protoss army coming from more than one angle or coming from more than one group of gateways. It just makes it a lot easier to two-prong attack, and counter a Terran army, because if a Terran roams in their ball and you're only attacking from one angle, you're going to find yourself in a lot of trouble, generally speaking, unless you're like some Protoss versus Terran king like Jangbi. So it does look like these tanks will be trying to take out their eggs, so it does look like Light will be thinking about moving fairly shortly. But Violet, what he needs to do to get back in the game, I feel he needs to take another expansion. He needs to at least be tied in expansions, but he needs to do some kind of harassment. He needs to lay out an expansion or get some SCV kills, maybe a storm drop or something. If he doesn't do anything like that, it's going to be absolutely devastating for him. The eBay at the second base of Violet, so he knows when Violet has expanded. Now Light looks like he will be pushing out with a large group of siege tanks, let's say 7 or 8 siege tanks, and now these goons are going to be coming in. So these goons are going to be forced to push back. These aren't any stupid goons. These are Violet goons. These are tough goons because of Violet. Well, what is the name of his character really makes these goons tough. Anyways, coming in with these goons, and there's a lot of tanks, but a decent concave shape, not letting splash damage completely dominate him. More and more goons coming off, and actually Violet might be able to hold this off, and it does look like Violet will hold this off. Just too many goons, and really keeping his circular shape, or his concave shape there, it really won him that battle. So decent play by Violet. And if he can do some of this, more stuff like this, I feel he's going to be able to come back. Maybe he's actually laying out some siege tanks, but more goons going down, but SCV is required to come off the line. If he can maybe show some goon micro, he might be able to get some easy SCV kills. One goon getting surrounded while the others 2 shoot, but it does look like tanks are moving out. So Violet will not be able to go too far in this battle. He will be forced to push back with just a small army of 3 goons. I feel if he would have had just a little bigger army, maybe if he wouldn't have went for that 1-gate Reaver, he could have countered that attack. Light pushed back once he realized he didn't have enough units with those tanks, but Violet only had a smaller army of goons, and when Violet went in for the counter, he just only had about 3 goons left over to do any damage, and that's just not enough. SCV's in the base actually getting a little extra scouting, and it does look like Light will be throwing up another expansion. So Light economically so ahead in this game. It's unbelievable. He is just really doing a nice job so far. More and more vultures coming out, so we might be seeing more vultures come into play, and now the goons have come back to kill that SCV. It does look like he's throwing up another expansion. So finally, Violet is actually he's actually getting another expansion, and I couldn't think of the word, sorry. He's actually getting another expansion, so he'll only be 1 behind now, or maybe less than 1, but it does look like 1. Yeah, because actually, Light beat him to his natural, Light beat him to his second, and Light beat him to his third. So economically, Violet's in a lot of trouble here. It does look like they are moving out with goons, and I feel Violet needs to do something. He needs to have storms. He needs High Templar, or he needs Arbiters. You can't compete with a Terran late game army without some kind of higher tech unit. Moving in, he will harass this expansion. So nice job there by Violet. He is going to take that expansion away for a minute or two before Light can get that expansion back up. And actually a Reaver drop. And I don't know how many SCVs were there. I don't feel there was many SCVs there. But they were a little slow to get to that. And actually, tisk. These guys are usually perfect. No, I'm just kidding. I tried clicking for the GG no return. I've tried clicking myself, and I've really been struggling with it. It's really hard, actually. So, because no one wants to see random black screens in the middle of the game. But yeah, I'm not sure how many SCVs that Reaver did get. I'm not sure how many kills. I don't think it was too many. Vultures coming in, laying mines, and forced to push back because of the goons. So the barracks is landed there. So I feel that. Sorry, never mind. I thought that was a command center, but it's not. So Violet actually, he might be expanding again, and I feel he needs to expand again. Nice. Beautiful zealot bombs there. Oh, wow, that was pretty smart play. Luckily for Light, those eggs were there. That is a 2-prong attack in a different way, and that was really nice play. Violet actually dropped the zealots to force the tanks to unsiege, so the splash damage didn't kill themselves. And then he actually brought in another army of goons, so the tanks wouldn't do as much damage to him because they were on siege because of the zealots. So smart play there by Violet. Violet actually not playing too bad. I just feel he got so far behind early in this game with not being able to do damage at all with this Reaver that he's finding himself in a lot of trouble here. Doing another Reaver